everybody, welcome to my channel and today's video. I have another tag video for you today. This is the part-time YouTuber tag and it was created by a lady called Monica. Her channel is Monica AP and I will of course have that linked down below in the description box if you want to go and check out her original video. So there are 8 questions to this tag, and the first one is, what is your main gig? Do you work full-time? Are you a student, a parent? Spill the beans. So, I am a full-time mum and housewife. I've worked an awful lot in the past with a load of different jobs. My last job before I had my little boy, will be 2 in a couple of weeks, was as a teaching assistant at a local school. I first did that job about 20 odd years ago, and I did it in secondary schools over here in England. Absolutely loved it. I worked in a normal secondary school, I worked in a special school as well, with a group of year 8 students who had a range of disabilities but were mainly autistic, and I absolutely loved it. I left that job to go to study for my English degree. It was something I always wanted to go back to, but then obviously having children, when they're little, it's a bit more difficult. So when my eldest would have been 6 or 7 I think, and my middle one would have been about 5.5. They were both at full-time school, so I decided to go back into it, but this time in a primary school, which I also enjoyed. And then unexpectedly found I was having number 3, and so left and went on maternity, and my husband and I made the decision that I wasn't going to go back after maternity. I was going to spend the time bringing up the children, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, there we go. Number 2, what made you want to start YouTube? Oh, crikey. Well, I think I've talked about this a little bit before, but basically, again, having children, I'd sort of stopped wearing makeup. Not exactly stopped wearing makeup, I still wore makeup when I went out, but obviously you don't go out as often, and sort of got to 40, thought, you know, I was trying to do my makeup like I used to do it 20 years ago, and things just weren't working. And so, unlike when I was 20 and in my teenage years and early 20s, we didn't have YouTube then. We didn't have a way or a resource for finding tips and tricks and advice so readily. You had to go to a proper makeup artist, or, you know, your big department stores, and go and have a makeover. And I just felt as though at the time, I was trying to look for tips and tricks for somebody my age who has my style, and there just didn't seem to be anybody out there. So after a bit of umming and ahhing, and talking to my husband and talking things over with him, that's why I decided to start my channel, because I just didn't feel as though there was anybody like me out there. There probably isn't, because, you know, not everybody's as crazy and as nutty and as wild, as wacky as I am. However, having said that, since I've started my channel, I have found other YouTubers who are of a similar age, who understand the problems that you face as you get older. Nikki Raven, Debbie, Vinyl Beauty, and they do have the sort of more out there style. Debbie in particular is like me. She loves really bold lips, very bold eye looks. Thought, well, if I'm finding it difficult, other people out there might be finding it difficult, and I'm somebody who just wants to help. And you know, if I'm not saying I'm an expert on anything, because I'm not, I'm really not, But if I can try things out and tell you my experiences and what I've found I've worked and what hasn't, it might give you a chance to try it as well. I'm not saying, you know, a technique that I use is going to work for you. It might not, but it might, you know. So yeah, it's about just giving my experience, or the benefit of my experience, out there to you all. What is your channel about? Question 3. Do you stick to one niche or do you cover a few? Well, generally I stick to one, I suppose. Well, two main ones, I would say. One is obviously the makeup looks, and reviewing makeup products, finding out about new brands, because again, since I was in my teens and early 20s, there is such a vast variety of brands out there now. So that's one side, and then the other side is the beauty box, subscription box unboxings, testing out different makeup products, hair products, skincare products, because it really is a bit of a minefield. Again, if I'm trying these products out, getting them in subscription boxes, you know, being introduced to new brands, then I can pass on my experiences to you, which is why I like to do product update videos as well. Yeah, they might be 3 or 4 or 5 months even after I've received the products, but you have to give your skin at least a month of using a product to know whether or not it suits you. So yeah, so I suppose I cover 2 niches basically. Question 4. Did you always know YouTube would be a side gig, or did you, or do you, ever want to be a full-time YouTuber? Okay. Do I ever think my channel's gonna grow and get to the stage of having over 1 million subscribers with, I don't know, 25,000 views a month? No. Because I think that's the kind of level you need to be at in order to make enough money and revenue from YouTube to be able to then classify yourself as a full-time YouTuber. So no, I don't think that's ever going to happen. So for me, it will always be a side gig. Not that that doesn't mean to say that I don't approach it or think about it in any different way to any other job. You know, if I say to my husband, right, I'm going to do some work tonight, it's because I'm going to edit or whatever, or I'm going to film. I still classify this as work because it is a lot of work. You might be doing it as a hobby, you might be doing it as a sideline. Doesn't mean to say that it's not work, you know? Yeah. So, question number 5. What is your schedule like? When do you film? When do you edit? My schedule, particularly at the moment, has to be quite flexible. I normally like to film in the daytime and then edit on a night time, or the following day when I've not got to film, and I can spend the time sort of doing the editing. Obviously I've got 3 children now at home, with the schools being shut, so that has had to flip around ever so slightly. And what I generally try and get to do now is I'm trying to film on literally a couple of days. So I might try and film sort of 4 or 5 videos each day for a couple of days, and then I'll spend the next sort of few days editing, whether that's on a late afternoon or an evening. But generally my editing's done afternoon and evening. Number 6, how do you keep your YouTube channel organised? Do you plan videos ahead or just film what you feel like? I am a planner. I am definitely a planner. I have a book in my drawer here, and what I've done is it's just a plain notebook, but what I've done is I've literally done on one page I've written like the month and then all the dates, you know, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, etc. And then what I do is I pencil in on the dates which videos I want to upload when. I pencil them in so that then if that particular video doesn't go up on that date, I can rub it out, and then in pen I'll write in what video I did actually upload. On the page behind that, I will literally have a list of videos that I want to film for that month. And then at the side of that, I've got like little columns. I've drawn like little 3 columns in, an F at the one for film, an E at the one for edit, and a U at the end of the other one, on the top of the other one for upload. So literally, as I do each stage of the YouTube video journey, I will tick it off. That way I can look at my book and I can look straight away and go, all right, I've filmed that one, but I've not edited it. I've filmed and edited that one, but I've not uploaded it yet. You know, it's a way for me to do that at a very, very quick glance. Yeah, so I am quite organised. Obviously, other videos do jump in there. If there's a special edition box from somebody that gets released and I end up getting it, obviously then I will pop another thing in on my videos to film page, and I'll do that and I'll slot that in. But by planning my month out, I can also see where I've got those gaps and where I can pop those extra bonus videos in for you all as well. And question 7, how do you feel about sponsored videos on YouTube? Have you or would you ever do one on your channel? Okay, I'm absolutely fine with sponsored videos as long as it is very, 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 very clearly stated all over the place that it is a sponsored video. And it also depends on what the video is about, and what the sponsorship's about. Is it related? Is it not? I think as long as you're completely open and transparent about it being a sponsored video, I haven't got an issue with it, you know. If somebody's approached you and asked you to do a video and they've said they'll give you money to do it, then why not? Now then, the problem I do have is, you know, as an audience, we're not stupid. So if you're doing this video about a product and you're singing its praises and blah de blah de blah, if you've not actually used that video, if you've not used that product, you're not talking from your own experience. You're reading off the spiel that they're telling you, the company who are sponsoring you are telling you to do. And people are not going to believe it, because you can tell. You can tell when something's not genuine. And that's gonna, because I'm not gonna have a faith in it. I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not gonna trust what you're saying about this product, because I can tell that what you're saying is not your actual true and honest thoughts about it. So that leads into, would I ever do one on my channel? Yeah. If somebody wanted to send me something and it was a product that I was interested in personally and I wanted to try, and as long as that company was going to allow me to give you my honest and open and no holds barred opinions, then yes, I would. If the company that was sponsoring it was like, we want you to say this, we want you to say that, you know, we don't want any negativity around the product or anything like that, then no, I would refuse it. Because again, if I tried something and I didn't find it was working for me, or I didn't like it, then I'm not going to sit here and tell you lot that it's the best thing ever, because I don't. And I'm not like that. I'm not a very good liar, to be perfectly honest. You'd see it literally written all over the face that what I was talking was a load of BS. And then that's going to put you off, it's going to put new subscribers off. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. But like I say, you know, if they were like, look, we'd like to ask you to do a video on this, we're going to pay you to do it, and you can say whatever you like, we don't mind, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Because, yeah, you know, the chance to make a few extra pennies or pounds from doing a hobby and doing this would be absolutely awesome. And the last question, number 8, what do you think is the biggest challenge of doing YouTube part-time? It literally is fitting everything in, fitting the schedule in. I might need to do it on an evening, which I don't really like doing because, to be perfectly honest, by the time I've got my 3 in bed, 7, 8 o'clock at night, all I want to do is sit down, have an hour in front of the telly and then go to bed myself. But it's about that pushing yourself on. You know, if I know I've got to film videos, then I will make that time and I will do it. You know, I mean, some days, gosh, the other day I was editing a video and it was only a short video. It was only sort of 10-15 minutes long, but I'd got a lot of footage to go through to create that video, and it ended up taking me about 6 hours to edit it because I was up and down and doing other things, seeing to the kids, getting lunch, washing the pots, sorting the washing, you know. So I am very lucky. I'm not out at work all day in that respect, but that doesn't mean to say I still haven't got other things to do, you know. So yeah, it's just fitting it all in. Anyway, that's all the questions. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have your own channel, I tag you to do this as well. Please go and check Monica AP's original video out as well. Like I say, links will be down below. Thank you for watching, as always. If you are new to my channel, the warmest of welcomes. I'm so pleased you've found me. If you've enjoyed this, I'd love it if you'd consider subscribing, either by the red button down here or the circular icon here with my face in it, which will appear shortly. If you've not quite made your mind up, I will pop a couple of other options of content up here for you to go and have a look at, or just have a scan through my channel and see what crazy stuff I've been up to. Anyway, I think that's everything for today. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Keep yourselves safe and well inside your houses, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.